Hello, critters. So you finished The Legend of Vox Machina and you're craving more, right? You think, I know, I'll go watch the original campaign.
Excellent idea. Until you hit play on episode 1 and two things smack you in the face. The questionable sound quality and the 3 to 4 hour runtime. Yikes.
Don't worry, we've got you. We're diving into the chaos so you don't have to. We'll sacrifice our ears and our evenings to bring you the recaps, highlights, and all of the behind-the-scene magic you crave.
Welcome to Vox Rewatch.
Because the past deserves a second look.
With better audio. We're just a bunch of longtime friends and proud critters who love the chaos, the characters, and the wild ride of storytelling. Join us as we dive back into it all with lots of laughs, way too many theories, and probably some tears too.
I'm Doug.
And I'm Connie.
And I'm Eric. This podcast is part of Tabletop Tether, our nerdy little home for TTRPG content, deep dives, and unapologetic fan joy. Just so we're clear, Vox Rewatch is an unofficial fan podcast and isn't affiliated with or endorsed by Critical Role in any way.
Welcome back to Vox Rewatch, where we dive into the chaos, comedy, and high-stakes adventure of Critical Role and the legendary exploits of Vox Machina. In this episode, Huberis, the party continues their time in the sacred city of Vasselheim, a place where divine power is revered, arcane magic is frowned upon, and strength is often proved through combat. Where the party finds themselves at a crossroads after leaving Pike behind to aid in the restoration of a ruined temple. As the sun sets over the rugged city of Vasselheim, emotions run high, especially for Scanlan, who takes a uniquely personal moment to cope with the separation, resulting in one of the most bizarre and hilarious scenes in the campaign so far. From there, the group ventures into the harsher district known as the Braving Grounds, where strength, battle, and devotion to the storm god Cord define the culture. Towering over them is the imposing Trial Forge, fortress-like temple that reflects the raw, unyielding spirit of its followers. What starts with curiosity quickly turns into opportunity, as things quickly escalate when the party is drawn to the Crucible, a brutal fighting pit fueled by gold, pride, and spectacle. With bets flying and tensions rising, Grog steps forward to prove himself, facing off against a terrifying champion known as Kern the Hammer. The fight is raw, punishing, and filled with bone-crunching blows, while the rest of the party watches, bets, and of course, adds their own chaotic commentary from the sidelines. But the real turning point comes when Vox Machina sets their sights beyond the city walls. Hearing of a dangerous bounty, the group ventures in the Vesper Timberlands in search of a terrifying multi-headed beast. What they find is far more dangerous than expected: a hydra. The battle that follows is pure chaos. The hydra proves relentless, its heads multiplying as they're cut down, turning every victory into a growing threat. Lightning crashes from the sky as Keyleth calls down the storm, blades carve into thick scales, and powerful magic erupts across the battlefield. Fireballs detonate in rapid succession, engulfing the creature in flames and shaking the very ground beneath them. As the fight escalates, the battlefield itself begins to collapse under the sheer force of the magic unleashed. In a final, desperate push, the party combines their power, arcane force, fire, and raw destruction, until the Hydra is overwhelmed, its body torn apart and ultimately impaled on shattered stone as it collapses in defeat. But victory doesn't come clean. Almost immediately, Vox Machina is confronted by a rival group of hunters from the Slayer's Take, professionals who are already contracted to kill the very same creature. Tensions flare and accusations fly, and what should have been a triumphant moment turns into a confrontation over law, ownership, and respect. Faced with the reality of Vasselheim's strict systems, the group is given a choice: fall in line or face the consequences. By the end of the episode, Vox Machina takes their first steps toward joining the Slayer's Take, agreeing to prove themselves through a dangerous trial, one that will split the party and test their ability to survive, not just as heroes, but as professionals in a world that doesn't hand out glory for free. This episode delivers everything from brutal combat, explosive magic, unforgettable humor, and a major shift in the party's journey as they begin to navigate a larger, more dangerous world.
You know, so much happened in this episode that when we were asking what were we recapping, I said, no, this part is happening. And Eric said, no, this part is happening. And Doug said, actually, both of those happened in the episode.
It was a lot.
So much.
It was a major fight and then a major beast battle.
And it was like, we've had so many episodes where it's been like a little bit here, a little sprinkle there. And then this episode comes. It was like, heard you were hungry for more. And just feeds you with everything. Oh, man, this was such good.
I think it's great that last week we talked about how Matt may have been reminding them that they're not invincible.
Yeah.
And then we have Grog one-on-one fighting, and he goes in with so much arrogance and confidence. And now, granted, it was a very close fight.
But let's break it down, because the amount, when you talk about them going with arrogance and confidence, I love that they're like, where's the fights? Where's the fights? And they're like, they're technically done. And they're like, oh no, we can do one more. And Vax tries to be like, I'll fight Grog before they know any of the rules, anything. Yep. And he's like, I'll do it. And they're like, yeah, we haven't vetted you. You're not going to fight one of your own party members. And who heard that there was betting? Because as soon as they heard betting, Vex was like, ooh, I can make money.
Vex was, well, it was initially they talked to the guy outside of,
I think they talked outside and found out that there was betting, but Vax was like, we can make money.
Yeah.
And like Vax is talking about offering 500 gold. When has Vax had 500 gold? But like,
no, he had 1,000.
1,000. That's right.
Yeah.
But everybody is putting their money on Grog. Like, of course he's going to win. Of course. They're putting all of their money.
Yeah. I don't think he's lost yet. Pre-stream. I don't think
I think it was 2,000 gold that they bet total.
And they're pretty broke right now because they still haven't gotten to Cryhammer to recoup the money. So they're like on dregs. But I love Scanlan's trying to like beef him up. Everybody's trying to like backhandedly cast spells. Like Scanlan tried to give him a potion of like hill giant strength or something.
Yeah.
Like, they nearly got kicked out.
I guess before this fight, though, we have to talk about a moment. A Scanlan moment.
Oh, yes. We got to go back to that.
I was thinking that happened after this. You're right.
No,
this happened.
No, this happened before. Yeah, it's right after Pike goes away. Scanlan takes a poo. It's
well, they're all like wondering what they're going to do with their time. They don't have any idea what the next step is. And as they're kind of like, I don't know what Vax was doing. Or no, it was Percy was trying to look at the statue of Cord, I think it was. And Scanlan's like, while they're doing that, I want to go find a little spot with some privacy.
And he drinks the potion. And now we have the infamous scrying poo.
Yeah.
We took shitting on beds.
Right.
We took shitting on beds. We took scrying and now have this shit scry.
Well, if he's going to do it anyway, you might as well make it worth something.
Worth something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
we
now
go blue poo.
He can spy through. Isn't the like poo blue too or something the blue poo that he can spy through. But the way that Matt described the feeling of the potion and everything as he was taking, like,
you feel a rumble in your tummy.
You gotta do something. You know, there are certain things that you do indulge your players in that you know that you shouldn't, and you know it's gonna bite you in the ass. And I love when you just lean into those moments. You're like, well, we've already gone this far, buddy.
Right.
Let's just push it over the edge. Let's just go together.
Yep.
Oh, man.
I want to see the item card for this.
That would be
well,
cool.
didn't it also have like the potion had 3 uses? So he used one of two, like one of the 3 uses. What would that item card? Because Matt did used to give them index cards. I remember they used to fight over them at the table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh. Now I'm stuck thinking about the shit scry, man. That's
Oh.
wild.
Anyway, after our little poo venture,
Poop
uh,
bench.
we went into the Braving Grounds. We
Yeah.
found out that we can fight in the Crucible,
Oh,
and
yeah. With the mightiest fighter, Philip.
Philip.
yes, all
Philip.
hail Philip.
All hail Philip. The thing that I do love as they're like talking about names and things and they're nearly getting kicked out and not is they find out that there are no magical items whatsoever.
No
And
arcane magic.
yep, no arcane. So
Yeah.
Well,
like
no, and no
there's no
items
magic.
in
No
the
no magic, no weapons. It's
Oh,
all
right. In the
fisted,
Crucible. Yeah.
in the
yeah.
crucible. And the look on Vax's face, like on Liam when he realized like, "Oh, I would have died
Yeah.
without his oak cloak of elvenkind and boots of haste and dagga dagga dagga." Like the rogue just punching someone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would have
Oh,
taken forever to do any damage to Grog.
forever.
Yeah.
And then Grog goes in the pit and we get introduced to Kern the Hammer. Who
Let's
like
talk about.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm like he just jumps into the pit if I remember correctly.
Oh,
Doesn't
yeah.
Grog just like jump in
Yeah.
like you were saying?
Yeah. Yeah. I think this was a really cool, like, DM moment and character moment
Mhm.
because Matt is so good at describing, of course, the situations and what's happening, but Travis knows, like, the moves that, like, he was the Macho Man Randy Savage
Mhm.
moment, and just like him describing what he wanted to do and Matt just rolling with it and doing the same thing and just putting themselves back and forth, and Travis would say, so after hitting him there, would you say that his head is in this position and he was right there ready for the next, like, the knee to the face or whatever it was that he was doing. It was just the perfect, I guess, choreographed fight that wasn't choreographed.
Yeah.
If anyone
Right.
ever wants to say this is scripted, this is the moment that you could say, hey, this seems pretty scripted for the
Yeah.
most, you know what I mean? It felt that way.
It did. I think like a typical millennial person because Travis and Laura are close to our age. I think they're a little older than me, so I think they're right around your age, Eric.
Rude.
That's
You're right.
So I feel like a lot of kids, like especially like guys, grew up watching like WWE.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It wasn't my thing, but like even like my husband Mike talked about, like that was what you did. You put the games on. So everybody knew about like the wrestling moves and just being, I don't know, so creative. It was one of those ones where like you didn't necessarily need to watch it. You
Right.
could just hear it, and they were both so descriptive. And I feel
Very
like,
descriptive.
oh God, maybe too much sometimes.
Aggressively descriptive.
I feel like we haven't had a lot of moments for Travis to shine yet in the
Right.
game. And this is where you actually got to see that he isn't just like the dumb, brooding barbarian. He's actually smart, where he took things like when he realized what was going on, he picked up the sand and like threw it in Kern's face, and then Kern was doing it back at him. And just I won't forget though the look on his face when Matt told him to roll a d4 and have it.
Yeah.
Because that's your unarmed strike. And then they're both barbarians that are raging. And so it got to the point where you're just like, this is a bloodbath and this needs to end, because they were both getting the shit rocked out of them.
Yeah.
It was, was there a favorite moment that either of you had in the fight before we start talking about what happened at the ending? Like, was there like a move or a thing that you guys really thought was like nifty?
I don't think I had a specific favorite thing. I think it was, like we said, the description,
Mhm.
Yeah.
how well thought out each turn Travis made.
Mhm.
He wanted to know positioning so that he could make a counterattack based on the position. I think
Mhm.
that was kind of where, like I just enjoyed the whole thing that way. Yes, it was very graphic at times, and what they were doing, his caved in nose, his lip, which we can get to at the end, but
Yeah.
like there were just so many just classic, like you said, you listen to it and you don't have to see it. You don't have to watch somebody fighting to understand
see
what
it.
was happening. Everything was being laid out for you. And that the whole thing was just so well done.
I think it took that really good change right when Travis was like, "Oh, I'm going to start using the terrain." And like that, like, because he threw the sand maybe like 3 or so turns in. And that's when it went
Maybe.
from them just punching each other to like jumping off of the walls and like getting on the ground and then like beating them and then like pulling them up. And like that's when it started getting like this, like, whoa, okay, something.
Yeah, I think the move that stood out to me was towards the end when he said he like kicked out his knee.
Yeah.
And
he kicked them both out.
Yeah.
I immediately imagined that football game where I think it was the Raiders. The guy got his knee bent backwards. That's immediately popped in my head. And I'm like, oh no,
Why?
no.
Yeah,
No.
so, yep.
Immediately queasy. Yeah.
And it just
not good.
See, I'm not the only one that relishes in others' misery, Eric. See? So they're like hitting and punching, and it's been a pretty even back and forth, but it feels like right at the moment where Travis bites off his lip, that it feels like he's going to win.
Yeah.
And he's punching. And like they all feel like he's won.
Especially when he takes out the knee.
Yeah, he takes the knee out and just brings him down. And the look on the party when he describes him, he should go down. He should be like this. But he doesn't because of the orcish resistance.
Yep.
Relentless endurance.
That's it. Endless endurance that the orcs have. Endless endurance. Where when you should be knocked down to 0 hit points, you come back with 1. And I believe Matt said after the fact that after the end of that attack, they would have been -7. And he came back with 1 hit point instead.
Yeah.
Yep.
And yeah.
Well, and he had asked Travis what his hit points were at one point, and I think he said he had 18 left.
Yeah.
And it just happened that the damage was enough to if he had just missed one of those rolls, it would have been over.
Watching the whole party's faces sink.
Yeah.
Like that, it feels awful to say that was worthwhile to watch, but just seeing how involved everybody was in Grog's success and cheering him on, and then realize like, oh,
yeah.
and he goes down in the pit, and Kern, they show that they're both wrecked. And, he gets healed. And does he say something like, are people looking for, like, can I do some work to make back the money?
Yeah.
But I'm not worthy. And you feel so bad for Grog. Because I think, like you said, Eric, he's probably never lost before.
Not like that.
No.
He's been knocked unconscious because of battling multiple things or major battles.
But yeah, not a one-on-one fight like that.
Yeah.
Not in a
when he was
pit.
so ready. He was so prepared.
I don't know.
And did so well.
Like as a DM, I think it's like a rite of passage that if you have a barbarian or a fighter in your group, that at some point there needs to be an opportunity for a fighting pits thing for them to have that experience of like dominating and building them up. And maybe that's the trap that was kind of laid out for them, because as we were saying, like Vasselheim is teaching them like, you're not all that in a bag of chips. You're just the chips, you still have a long ways to go. And there are still people that are much higher level than you.
Yeah.
But It was it was so good and so bad at the same time. Just poor dejected Grog for a while. They're like, do we need to take you to a whorehouse? Would you like, is this what you need? Like his wife,
Yeah. And he asks, is it raining outside? I'm going to go sleep with the pigs. He didn't even feel like he deserved a room to stay in that night.
Oh.
Yeah. But he got to keep a souvenir.
Yes, he has the lip.
The lip.
Yep. Kern the hammer. But he did earn some respect too, because as everyone said, they'd never seen anyone get that close or put that kind of a beating on Kern the hammer. And he got his room for free and different things. And other people mention it later on in the episode. It is a big deal, but he lost, and that's the focus right now.
Yep, that's all he's focused on. But no, they did. You're right. They did make it, and they even said like Kern won't be able to fight for a few days. So basically, leaving it open that he can re-challenge him again.
Right.
But
yeah.
But they did Percy do some crafting in this evening, trying to do some stuff like they all had some, or was it in the morning when they were all doing stuff? Because I might be thinking of the next episode because there was a whole thing where he missed his breakfast. That's the next episode.
Yeah.
But I don't think anything else happened that day.
No, I think the next day was talking about what the next step was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it was funny because Tiberius is talking about getting their money from Craghammer.
Mm-hmm.
And Keyleth wants to go see the fire Ashari.
Yes.
And Vax is like, this is the best part of this game. I have no idea what we're going to do. Like, there's so many options, and they could have done anything. They could have done nothing that was talked about and done something completely different. Because that's the point they're at. There's just too many options now. But yeah, it seemed like Keyleth was kind of getting, I don't know, it felt like everyone was kind of, not everyone, but putting it on the back burner, like, we got time. We don't have to do that right now.
But it was but they're right here. Like she was sitting there like, well, like she was also, Keyleth isn't good at speaking up and saying her mind. She's like, well, we're here and like, this is the closest we've ever been. So like and then she kept being like, well, if we had the time and we're here, we had the time, but if we have the time, if we could do that, like she just couldn't say like, yo, I got to do that. And then I think that was the first time she explained what her Aramente was.
Right.
So like they didn't understand like what she was doing or like the gravity of it.
She did a little bit on the ship, but I agree.
Not a lot.
Well, we found out about her mother in this episode.
We did. We got the whole reveal of like her mother never coming back, being presumed dead or something horrific happening to her, which we find out what happened to her in season 2 eventually.
Right. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Or, Miss Mauritius face when she's like,
what? Come on.
My mom?
Yeah. Oh my God!
My mom?
No fucking way!
It's not Keyleth's mom! You
no
cannot do this!
You fucking way!
The sound will be fine!
Is that my mom? Later on. But for this, we have no idea. And I enjoy the ambiguity of it. Like, is she? Isn't she? And like, well, guys, I kind of have to do this. And I think when she explained the Aramente, they were like, oh, we should probably do that.
Yeah.
But it does get put on the back burner because Matt, in typical Matt fashion, describes something happening off in the distance. This is interesting. Do you want to jingle, jingle, here are my keys, jingle, 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 jingle.
Well, and I think things like this lead to why people think it's scripted, because like, did his players know that they had to follow this point? Because I mean, the next episode, we've got some guests coming in that, probably had to schedule the time and whatnot, but that's when I was watching this episode, I was wondering, I was like, okay, did they know? Like, did they know they had to go do these things? Or does Matt just know his party that well that he strung them along?
I think it's a little bit of both, but I think it is because they were trying to figure out how to get their money back. Because they were talking about
Right.
we need to get money, and they're talking like, well, you could probably get some money like killing beasts, and then like the beast like conveniently placed, large beast noises off in this quadrant, But I think there is some validity to that. I mean, even in some of my games, I'll pre-plan things and talk over things with players and like, hey, this person's going to be missing or this is coming in, and figure out something ahead of time. There's no reason to say like, hey, these people are coming. We've got an interesting plot point we probably want to explore. But who's not to say that they couldn't have explored that plot point with those players there in like a different way?
Right.
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe. But you're probably not wrong that they were like, hey, by the way, and Matt just knows the players that this is what Vox Machina would go for anyway.
Right.
But they do. They follow the carrot. They go after the carrot so quickly that they're like, how do we get there on the carpet? Here, there. They're doing the Vox Machina panic of what do we do with the bear? All over again.
The damn bear.
That damn bear. It's like they have they have too much dead weight. And it's not the bear. But Tiberius can fly, so it actually isn't a problem. But now we don't have Pike, so it's a little easier to.
It's just the latest one.
Shh. Shh. Trinket still isn't dead weight. And then like, do we take the bear? And they're like, no. And she's like, yes. I feel like Trinket has been a point of contention for some time.
Yeah.
Like our Beastmaster at least had a wyvern. So they were able to like fly and do things when it finally got old enough. But that was a whole nother thing of stealing an egg.
That's one of the things I think I like with the 2024 rules is that you can change your beast and swap it out.
But Trinket is perfect.
Mm.
So much of
giant,
Vox Machina wouldn't be right if you could just change Trinket like a familiar,
I guess that's fair.
When it helps later, because they do find a very, very simple way to transport Trinket.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I don't want to say what they call it, because even
didn't
saying
wanna
what
say
they call it will give away what they do. And then that item becomes one of the most integral things ever later on.
Yep.
So good. So good.
Spoiler.
I didn't say a word. You had to know what we were
If you know,
alluding to for the spoilers. So, spoil? It's a lure? It's oil. It's oil. It's just oil. You need to know the SP first. I don't know, guys. But they chase after this thing into the woods, and I love that they're running into the woods, and Laura goes, well, I'm a ranger. I can do this. This is my favorite terrain. And then
everything's her favorite terrain.
I know. And in the background, they're like, this is your favorite terrain. Oh, I'm a ranger. And then they start kind of mocking her a little bit later. We're like, oh, you can't do this is your favorite terrain in a funny way. But she is able to track this because it took them so long to figure out how they were going to arrange the party that they lost. We now know the Hydra, but they lost the Hydra.
Yeah.
But she does track it, even though it's not a dragon. She was trying to argue that it was dragon adjacent because dragons are her favorite enemy. That doesn't come back to bite them later.
No.
But they find bait.
They do
left out for the Hydra. So that should have tipped them off a little bit right then and there, but
well, they just hadn't put it together yet. That's all. Laura did put that together later.
Yeah, I think in hindsight you can say that, but seeing the bait and not knowing what it is, it just looks like a dead kill that's been out. Like, Something killed it and fed on it and left. It's a weird thing to describe, but it's also not out of the realm with the place that's constantly attacked by magical stuff.
Yeah. And we did have the preview of Vasselheim, the woods of Vasselheim in the last episode when Keyleth flew over and saw all this stuff in the woods. So it implies that there are dangerous creatures everywhere in that area.
That's fair. Okay.
Yeah. But
So it's vague.
it's spoilers, it is bait.
Yes. Way to go, Eric. No, just kidding.
I'm sorry I ruined it.
Guys, we already know it's a hydra at this point. I think we're fine. We said that in the opening.
Yes. I did give that away. Sorry.
Oh no. I wonder who it's from. The Slayer's take. It's fine, guys. Don't worry.
We are awesome at our jobs.
We can't spoil the episode
great.
we're recapping when we're spoiling the thing by recapping it. I don't know what you want me to do.
And we are a spoiler podcast anyway, so we're doing this so you don't have to watch it.
Exactly.
Spoiler.
We can't spoil the episode we're recapping if it happens shortly, like moments
Oh my gosh.
later.
I want to do an episode where we don't spoil anything. Guys, Vox Machina, they did things.
That's the April Fool's Day episode.
That's right.
We're not
That's
upside
right.
down. We don't spoil anything, and we have to just speak in illusion.
That or we talk normally and the entire episode is just bleeps.
Oh,
That
Beep, 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 beep,
that
beep,
takes
beep.
so long to add in editing, guys. The one time I did have to bleep you, Eric, it took me a while to figure. I'm just bad at it. It took me a while to figure it
What did I
out.
do?
You don't
Did I spoil
remember?
something? No.
You said the name of like a character that had been announced yet. That's all. Or like you alluded to something and I had to bleep it because I was like, oh no!
Eric's like, what did I do? No, we're not talking about it anymore. We're
It
done.
was like
Nope.
it was talking about
Oh,
something.
was it?
It was something way further down with like Chroma Conclave stuff. But it was like naming
Oh.
something that's like a specific character or something that we haven't heard yet, but that's a major player.
Mm.
And
remember
it was
that.
like something that happened to them. And you said, I think you said something to beep, something, kind of like giving away something that happens to that person. But you could say it without saying their name, but you named them. I'll find the episode. I'll dig it up later. On my
It's fine. It's fine.
But we could though. I've gotten better at the cap cut. Just a little better at the cap cut. But they actually try to be kind of smart about getting the Hydra for once.
Yeah, they did a really good job of like pinning it into place almost.
They didn't just like like Leroy Jenkins it and just go. Like
Yeah.
they really did a really good job like planning out a surprise round. Which, by the way, I do not like how 5.5 has surprise now. Have you seen what that is now, Eric?
I know that it's different. I don't think
When a creature gets surprised, they just have disadvantage on rolling for initiative.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
You don't get a surprise round on them anymore. What's the point?
I mean, that puts them in the back.
But what happens if they have a +5 to their initiative rolls? Because some monsters do, and then some monsters in 2024 are proficient in initiative anyway. So they're just having a straight roll. So then does nothing.
Listen, I'm just so used to my players rolling ridiculous initiatives. So
I play for a table that either is really good or they're all really bad. And so it'll all be like 20, 23, 18, 3, 5, 2. And there's
those are usually my monsters are in the bottom.
That
My
does
players-
happen.
Always.
the cleric.
Always.
The cleric in our group is notoriously bad at initiative rolls. We're like, you know what? It's not awful. Kind of like how Pike is. It's not bad to be the cleric and go last. But
That's where clerics belong, in the back.
But yeah, I don't like that. But they do surprise it. And they get a pretty cool
Oh.
round in on
Yeah,
trying
chain
to.
lightning. I think Scanlan did lightning in that same round.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did a lot of damage to that really quickly.
And
Yeah.
they were trying to be like, we're going to wait till one of the heads goes in the water. Were they trying? Because they were trying to electrocute it initially with
Yeah,
the
they
lightning,
didn't
right?
want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it had at least 1 foot in the water.
Mm-hmm.
And Vax had a really good
Dagger.
well, he didn't hit on all three, but he did like 20 some points of damage.
He got
and
his
then,
assassinate in
then
because
the next, like, after someone else went later, he's
he's like, yeah.
oh my gosh, that was the assassinate, and I crit automatically, and it's like, yep. So
Yeah.
it was like 54 points of damage or
And
something like that.
it was good that Matt let him go back. But I mean,
Yeah.
thankfully it was still in the same round and it wasn't like
Yes.
2 rounds later.
Yeah.
I'm like, if you remember a round or 2 later, I'm sorry, guys.
No,
if you remember in the same round of initiative, okay, yeah, cool. We can do that.
Yeah.
I loved Laura Bailey so much in this because she's like, guys, I don't know how we could fight it, but in Hercules, they just kept cutting the heads off.
Yeah.
I was like, girl, same. That's one of my favorite movies, Hercules, and I would do the same thing. You cut all those heads off until it can't make any more. And she's just like, and like the whole time she's like, just like in Hercules, like cheering in the background about Hercules. I was like, I was the same before I actually knew what their weakness was. But they were so good about that. Just her little cheerleading. But watching their panic when the heads start coming back and they're like, oh, yeah, it's a hydra. It does that. And then like thinking it'll just be a couple heads and they keep coming. And then like, again.
I think they got up to 7.
Yeah. Like putting them in their place. A hydra is a scary monster.
Yeah.
Yep.
Don't think either of you were in my game where I had my players fight a false hydra.
A false hydra.
What is a false hydra?
Oh, they are evil. I ran one in a campaign and I ran one in a one shot to try it out. So a false hydra sings, and if you can hear the song, it makes itself invisible. And while it is singing, it can cause you to forget things. So people in town that you talk to will go missing, but nobody in town will remember that the person was ever there to begin with.
Oh.
So you do things like you maybe see its reflection in the water for a moment and you look and it's not there. Or you trip over something because you trip over one of its legs or its neck while you're walking, but you can't see it. Or people will write journal entries when they're happening, come back later and have no recollection of it. Or you have a little deaf kid in town that is seeing the horrors of this thing eating everybody because they're deaf. And so it ends up being the trick that the players either have to deafen themselves in whatever fashion of like, you know, popping their eardrums, stuffing them with cotton, whatever, in order to fight this beast. And it still has the same properties with the heads that you have to cut off and all that stuff. It's horrible. And it's so fun.
Could do what Pim did. Oh, we talk about Pim again.
Yes, Pim!
Remember no, was it Pim? I think I could cast silence. I think I had that as a...
Yep, that's the way you can do it.
Yeah.
I don't remember why, but I did it to a blade.
As a monk. Yep.
And threw the blade so that the blade would stay...
I remember us fighting about silence because you wanted to do it, and it was a point that you could... It was a point you wanted to put it onto a creature, and we're like, no, it's a point in space.
Right.
But yes, I remember that.
I was trying to cast silence on my dagger, I think, and I was going to throw it so it was attached.
Oh,
and then
that's,
it would
that's
just always
cool.
be there surrounding the creature until the knife came out or I got rid of silence. Yeah, that's right. I wanted to do it so many times, but...
Well, it was that in Darkness. I think Darkness was the other one that you tried to...
yeah. Oh, maybe that was it.
Put it on a creature, and I'm like, no.
Yeah. That's not how this works.
If you want to see a false hydra, I just sent it in our chat.
No.
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 Yes.
back to this segment called Connie being evil.
Yeah.
Just because I
That
run a
is
false
horrible.
hydra and the bagman, guys.
Yeah, exactly.
gosh.
That's horrible.
I saw that
Maybe
TikTok.
we don't want you
of-
to DM for us. Because it'll be those all the time. It'll be a
Okay,
whole bunch of them.
I'm just gonna say this. I love horror games and I love Curse of Strahd. I've never told any of my players that they're going to have a good time in Barovia, but they're going to have a time in Barovia.
We had a time in Barovia. It was short.
Did have a time.
But
You had a short time, but you had a time. When you guys are ready, you let me know and I will move Earth to get you guys back in the fucking building again in Barovia.
Hashtag Connie being evil.
Well, we always do these on like Tuesdays, and I run Curse of Strahd every week on Tuesdays. So like Barovia is fresh in my mind. It is great. My players, did you guys ever get to the windmill? Yes, you did get to the windmill because you were the one. Didn't you distract them, Doug, at the windmill?
Oh, yeah, I think so.
That was close to where we finished the end. Yeah, we are dealing with the repercussions of the windmill right now, and it's so good. I will tell you guys later because I don't know if some of my players listen, and I don't want to give away industry secrets on what's happening in their games specifically. But it's so good.
If you are one of Connie's players and you want all the secrets, my screen name is @TrumpsPOAS. And then I can give you my Venmo if you want to shoot me some cash.
One of my players has started to put 2 and 2 together, and they had like inklings of something that was happening, and I made it very clear today when they rolled a natural 20 on something like, oh, this is bad. I don't think I like this anymore. And they're like, I personally love this. My character Lazarus hates this.
Yeah.
It's like, perfect. It's great. But we're not in Barovia. We're in Vasselheim.
We are.
Is it mid-battle or is it when the battle is? I think it's mid-battle when when all of a sudden people start attacking Vox Machina.
Well, they don't attack. They're yelling. They're trying to figure out what's going on.
Oh, I thought someone attacked them.
I don't know. I don't know that there were any official attacks to the players. But I think it was just like, who are these people? And then they started attacking the Hydra with them. And
yeah, the only one that attacks other players is Tiberius. He's the only one too.
And we had another fireball incident, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Double fireball incident.
Double fireball incident.
And he asked a legitimate question.
He did.
Yeah.
I think he just wasn't thinking it through.
He wasn't.
When he asked it. So the question was, hey, Matt, how big would you say the Hydra is? Is it 20 feet in diameter? And Matt said it's like 15 feet, in diameter. And so, okay. But what Tiberius wasn't thinking of was that there were people like Vax is always going to be right up against it.
Vax is always going to be.
Grog is always going to be right up against it. And they just happen to both be right up against it.
Trinket happened to be right up against it.
Because the one time Laura sent Trinket in to attack.
She even said that. The one time I send Trinket in.
Yeah, and Tiberius casts Foul. He spends some sorcery points to cast another one right after. And it does damage, knocks Trinket out.
Yeah.
And did damage to some of the Slayer's Take people as well.
Yeah.
It was, and then he's like, oh, I wouldn't have cast that if I would have known. It's like, how did you not know that?
Yeah.
Story of your life. I wouldn't have done that if.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Even thinking about that, like, he would never take careful. He would never take careful spell, though. He would never take careful spell. I don't know if you guys have played a sorcerer. But so, like, you can use something called twin spell, where it splits your spell and attacks 2 things. You can take Quicken Spell, which he uses all the time to make a spell a bonus action to cast. You can take Careful Spell, where it doesn't hit any of your party members. So you can cast Fireball, and it doesn't matter what size the room is, because you designate the people that the spell doesn't affect.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
That would
I'd be
amazing.
casting fireball all over the place.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
if that's
Yeah.
your plan. But you have to, you only get so many of those meta magic abilities, that in your
But
font
don't
of
worry,
magic.
Tiberius has them.
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh, he's got all of them.
Yeah.
But he doesn't. He doesn't need careful spell because he's not careful at all with his fucking
Right.
spell casting.
I just don't think he's paying attention
He doesn't. Because
to
like
anyone else's turns, apparently, because he would know.
he'd
what
know
was
where
happening.
they are. Like
Right.
Vax said, I run up, I do this, I'm
Mhm.
positioned here. He doesn't pay. He's looking at the table,
Vax
but he's
is
not
just doing
there.
the
Vax
Drax
is always
thing on
Drax.
the Hydra's heads. That's all he's
Yeah.
doing.
That is all he's doing. Oh, that was such a good. Yeah, that's coming in there. That's the Drax moment. But yeah, no, he doesn't pay attention ever.
Yeah.
Even like as a sorcerer now, like I really do have to try to pay attention where I cast my spells because like things can go wild. I mean, I'm not a wild magic, but like things can explode
Right.
and hurt people, and they have like when you have AOE stuff, like you have to pay attention to that, and he just doesn't care. He pretends to care
Yeah.
as an afterthought of like, oops, my bad.
Well, I
Right.
think the players are really good about, hey, look, you did it.
Yeah,
But-
just
And
Just go.
I think Liam literally said, this is
Yeah.
what makes this interesting.
he did.
Like, let's just roll with it and see how it goes because
Mhm.
this is what makes it. It's going to keep everyone on their toes. And
Yeah. And then it
let's see
ended
what
up
happens.
not being
Roll the
awful
dice.
because he had evasion and
Right.
all of the roguey things that like he passed the save, and then because of evasion he only took like 15 points of damage from it total by the end
Yeah, it
of
wasn't
it.
bad. It wasn't bad at all.
But he was having a hard time figuring out how many dice to roll for
Yeah.
that attack, by the way. Like, didn't Matt even at one point say like that's not physically possible?
Well,
Or-
it's because he has something that allows him to add +5 to any fire attack.
Oh.
And so it looked like all 5s
Oh.
and 6s.
Mhm.
So he said what the total was, and then he gave him a total that was 5 higher. And Matt,
Yeah.
I think, was questioning that initially, like, wait, that's not
Yeah.
mathing. But yeah, he that was legit. He actually had the ability to do that.
But like,
I wonder.
Oh.
And Scanlan was actually, or
Yeah,
Sam was
but Sam
actually
was actually
helping him count. So
Yeah.
I think, yeah, that made it more legit.
I used to have their character sheets linked. Wonder if I can find them again.
I was trying to think a song about wondering that I could sing, and all I can think about is the stupid Wonder Ball jingle. Oh, I wonder, do I really do? What's in a Wonder Ball? Why? Why am I unburying all of the infomercials of my youth? I don't know.
Oh, crit roll stats.
Hell
You remember
yeah.
them?
Crit roll stats.
Mhm.
They don't even have him listed.
I mean, valid.
But you think they'd have him listed still for those episodes?
I know,
at
but
least.
the do I need to
understand,
look
like,
too?
You have to
What?
erase.
This was episode
17.
17.
Oh,
He was a level 11.
I got it right here. Level 11. Draconic Ancestry, Red Fire, Resistance Damage, Ring of Protection, Bag of Holding, Mending Wheels, Scrolls, Circlet of Concentration, Draconic Slayers take. Double proficiency when making charisma checks when interacting with dragons. Oh, elemental affinity. Add your charisma modifier to attacks that deal fire damage.
Yep.
Oh, I do have it.
And he has empowered spell, heightened spell, and quickened spell, which is what you'll get. Eventually, you'll get like one more after that for your meta magic. So empowered spells just make things hit a little harder. And then heightened spell. What does heightened spell do?
Makes it taller.
That
Sorry, I had to.
mean, well played.
Okay, empower spell. When you roll damage for a spell, you can spend 1 sorcery point to re-roll a number of the damage dice up to your charisma modifier. Then heightened spell. When you cast a spell that forces a creature to make a saving throw, you can spend 2 sorcery points to give one target of the spell disadvantage. And then they have quicken spell. When you cast a spell that has the casting time of an action, you spend 2 sorcery points to change it into a bonus action. Oh yeah, but you've got like twin spell. I love where it like you can cast charm person, cast 2 people. Subtle spell. You can spend a sorcery point, and you don't need a verbal, somatic, or material stuff. So
Oh.
like you can people won't see that you're casting a spell because it's subtle, so nobody knows. So you can't be counterspelled if people can't see it. Seeking spell is basically make an attack roll, and if you miss, you spend a sorcery point, and you get to re-roll. Distance spell. If you cast a spell that has a range of at least 5 feet, you can double it. And then careful spell. When you cast a spell that forces other creatures to make a saving throw, you can protect some of those creatures from the spell's full force. Chosen creature automatically succeeds on a saving throw against a spell and takes no damage if it would normally take half the damage on a successful save. Tiberius Stormwind. Dude. Careful spell for you. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, I've got his whole character sheet right here. It's unscribed, apparently. Only 273 views, and I'm one of them. I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, the Kurt Roll stats has all of them. Looks like he ends on level 12.
That sounds right.
But they've got everybody, all 3 campaigns.
I know, so they're like
Yeah.
super high up at that point. But we do finish the fight. Who gets the is it because Percy
It's Tiberius.
It's
Tiberius, yeah. Yeah, of course.
I mean, if you double fireball something, I mean,
You better get the final blow.
You better
Yeah.
right, you're pretty much guaranteed the kill.
Yeah. And I think that's when Matt is regretting how they talked about how they kind of homebrewed his sorcery points and stuff. I think it was this episode that he had opened with talking about how like people were complaining and saying things. I just want to let you know that we homebrewed this. I think trying to make it more in line with what it was like in Pathfinder. And then he's like, I realize some of the things are a little too OP now, and we're dealing with that.
Yeah.
Because
10 more episodes, they dealt with it.
Oh God. It's well.
I was just thinking we're getting into it starts getting real bad.
All I will say is one of my favorite early games still has him in it. It's Cows and Consequences is one of my favorite ones. Not even because of what happens, but there's a glorious animatic that somebody did for Cows and Consequences when they are
I don't
all.
think I saw that one. I'm gonna have to find it.
It's one of my favorite moments, and it's just because it's so dumb.
Ridiculous, yeah.
I'm just talking to cows. We're Vox Machina. And Tiberius was there for that. And that's why I'll tell people, if anything, it's worth it just for Cows and Consequences. Just power through just for that. Because it's one of the episodes right before he gets booted.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But anyway, Tiberius gets the kill. And then we have a very tense time with the Slayers take.
Yeah, we meet Aldor. Oh, how dreamy.
Oh my goodness, Aldor. We learn about Aldor
Let's not get there yet.
later.
He's
But
there. We meet him.
we meet him,
you
but we
meet him,
don't
but
know why Aldor.
We don't know how
matters.
dreamy he is yet.
So dreamy.
I know how dreamy he is. Don't you?
So tell us about the collection of Aldor memorabilia you have in your cabinet.
It is hidden away. I don't want Amanda to get jealous. All right.
But they're big mad. And I mean, kind of rightfully so, but also like
Well,
Okay.
I feel like the guards at the on the wall should have
they set
known
them
this. So I think Matt kind of set them up
up. Uh-huh.
for this purpose.
And yeah, I think that like of all the rules, like Matt does a really good job of world building and putting things together. This is the stupidest law I've ever heard in my entire life. Like this creature is attacking and killing people and destroying things, but only one person or one group of people is allowed to kill it. Sorry.
Guys. You don't have the
And
contract.
if you do, you save the world, doesn't matter. It should have been them.
Judgment.
Still got to
Yeah.
pay the taxes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so they go back and they're like, well, we want to help you, because they find out that like they took the kill from the other people, but they don't get the bounty for it.
Yeah.
So
it's magically binding, and they have to be the ones to deliver the final blow.
yep. So they do their best going back to the Slayer's take to try to rectify things.
In retrospect, they should have just solved everyone's problem, and since Tiberius got the killing blow, just sent him off to be arrested and called it
Right.
a day.
Yeah. They could have gone to the Fire Shari and been done with it.
Yep.
Could have been.
But then we
done.
never would have met Felicia Day and
Oh, as Lydia. Oh, she was so good.
Lyra.
Was it-
Lyra.
Lyra, not Lydia. Lyra.
And then, what's her name?
Oh,
Kara?
she's
Kara?
Zara.
Zara. Zara becomes iconic.
Yes, but next episode. You
Yes.
have to watch the next episode of Vox Rewatch if you want to find out what we're talking about.
The next
Mhm.
2 episodes.
The next
of Vox
2.
Rewatch.
And then
My favorite 2 guest characters. And
they're so good. Agreed.
Yeah.
They're so good.
Yeah.
But
sorry. I guess not my favorite guest character.
one of my favorite guest characters is also in there as well.
Yeah.
With
Anyway.
Pharrell. But they so they go to the Slayer's take and they're talking to what was her name? The one that's running it? It was just the guy's wife that they ended up calling him husband.
Huntmaster.
Huntmaster
crap.
something.
What did you just say?
Huntmaster Crap.
Oh, I heard Connie say something that started with a C.
Oh.
That rhymes with hunt.
It's not a see you next Tuesday, okay, guys? I'm sorry.
Sorry. That's what I heard. And I was like, wait, what?
I'm on the wrong episode.
But they meet up with them and basically kind of get strong-armed into having to do these missions with the Slayer's take to prove that they are worthwhile for taking this kill and not getting arrested.
Well, yeah, that's the alternative. It's either join the Slayer's take and we can retroactively count it as your kill, and then we can split it up between you and the other group, or face judgment for breaking our law.
Huntmaster Vanessa is
Yes.
Don't worry, guys. We're professionals. We're our own tech support.
Did you turn it off and turn it back on again?
We did.
Yes,
and it
in
worked
fact I did.
But
several
you didn't
times.
wait 30
guys.
seconds.
You did
needed
not
to
wait 30
seconds.
seconds.
Nope.
It did take about 30 seconds to find the solution, so it all worked out in that.
Can't wait for this to end up on a clip.
Oh, but yeah, and we find out once they agree to join this that the party is going to be split. And is it this episode when we find out that the split is going to happen, or is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the twins are
Oh, they're pissed.
Keyest.
mad.
Yeah, I
They're-
think Vax calls her Vanessa Shitmaster
Yep.
as Grog pulls him out of the room.
Yep. Oh man. And they do commend Grog during this time for his good fighting. and they call him Grog, not Philip. So I think,
Yes.
everybody saw through the brilliant ruse of Philip, the amazing fighter Philip. But yeah, twins were mad. And they were trying to can we switch this up after the fact? Can we go with different parties? Can we circumvent this? And they cannot.
Nope.
Nope.
Mhm.
And that's when we learned that we're going to have our guests. And they're going to have an extended amount of time off, but eventually we'll be back. And they all do come back. But we get some new peoples. And I am very excited because the next episode's great.
It is. Yes.
It's so good. It's so good.
Felicia Day, to get you all excited for next episode, is a fantastic role player. She plays her character so well.
Mhm.
Mary does a good job too, but Felicia Day's just awesome. And I wish that she guested more.
I know.
Yeah.
I think to Mary's credit, this is her first time ever playing Dungeons and Dragons, and she's coming in with a level 10 or 11 character and managing that while also playing her character. I think she does well because she kind of comes into her character a little bit more later on.
Yeah.
But I think Felicia Day knows how to play. And so when you know how to play and she plays, I love playing characters like what Felicia Day plays.
Yeah.
The character that just gets under everybody's skin in the right way, but you're not sure, should I be mad or should I feel bad for you? I think it's both. I think it's both.
And the relationship between Vex and Zara too.
Oh yeah.
Because there's an instant what's the word? Not hatred, not they're not upset with each other necessarily, but it's just posturing.
Animosity?
Yeah,
Yeah,
animosity.
Mutual
that's it. Yeah,
animosity.
and this posturing between who's going to be in charge, not so much in charge, but just whose place is this, and how they interact is really, really interesting. I
remember when I watched these episodes, I didn't watch them live, but I remember watching them after the fact, not far after they aired. And the comments were why does Laura hate Mary? And why is she so angry at her? And I mean, she's super close with everyone's because she's flirting with Travis and she's jealous and all this other stuff. And I'm no, I'm pretty sure they love each other.
Oh yeah. Yeah. They're all friends.
Yeah.
Oh, I think you have to be close or appreciative of somebody to get that level of snarky with them in a game.
If that was some stranger that would
that didn't understand and know and projecting. But you don't get that kind of role play unless you're truly comfortable with someone to understand you can separate it.
Right.
But you are right. The chat didn't know. The chat forgot that they're all actors.
Yeah.
And we're going to see just how good of the actors are. So, and we're going to find about your dreamy boyfriend, Eric.
Well, Aldor.
Aldor.
Maybe more than we need to know about Aldor in the next 2 episodes, but
just a little bit.
I don't need to go there.
But where can they find the episodes?
Aldor? Oh, the episodes. Sorry. They can find the episodes on our YouTube channel. It seems to have the most traction. But also, we happen to have a website that is tabletoptether.com. But then, we post all kinds of interesting questions and fun little tidbits all over our socials. So everything at Tabletop Tether, Facebook, X, Twitter. Dang it, I did it again, guys. Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, all the places.
Spotify.
Yep, we're on Spotify. Yeah, so good times.
We're all over the interwebs. If you can't find us, just like roll again for a perception check. We'll give you advantage. We're actually the DC's really low, guys. It's really low. It's 2. Please find us. We haven't made this hard. In fact, we've made it as easy as possible. Please love us.
They do. We've got so many followers. All the best followers.
We
Do
have
we-
the best followers.
Do we need to talk about?
I think it's become an us problem and not an Eric problem at this point for scheduling for watching the never ending
Yeah.
story, but we do need to make this happen.
I'm
Like
close. I
before
thought
the
it was
end of
free.
this month.
I thought
Yeah.
I was free.
No,
I thought I escaped.
never. Because then our fans will never believe us when we say we're gonna do something.
I thought of it
have
after the
to-
fact last session, and then I'm like, oh shoot,
We have to
I got to bring it up.
We have to. Because then we're going to be like permissive parents. We bring down consequences and promises and we don't follow through and our kids will never believe us. We
Yep.
can't
We're gonna-
set it up.
Bets on us hitting 100 before we actually watch it. Because we're close.
I mean,
We've doubled! Yes!
Does that mean I have to watch? Wait, how many are there?
oh, there
Only
are two.
only the first one. Only the first
yeah,
one.
only the first one's necessary.
Unless we want to make it like a double feature and afterwards we watch Labyrinth just for the hell of it.
yes,
I love Labyrinth so much.
because the
I've seen
puppets.
it.
You remind me of the babe. What babe? The baby with the power. What power? The power of voodoo. You do remind me of the babe. I saw my baby. What? You said sing it.
No one said sing it.
No, nobody said
Oh, I
sing it.
thought I literally heard you say sing it. And I was like, okay.
You were projecting that one.
I guess
Babe could
if we
cry.
hit 100, maybe I'll watch that one again.
What could I?
Wait, what
What do-
other movie we were talking about that he hadn't watched? Or
That one,
Muppets.
anything Muppets. I've not watched.
No, I'll tell you, A Muppet Christmas Carol is actually so good.
it is.
I have watched that. I think I prefer Bill Murray over Muppets.
I still like the Maris Otter and the Jug Band, whatever it's called. Is it Maris Otter?
Trying to think of other Muppet movies.
Muppet Treasure Island.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of those.
Muppets Do Manhattan.
No.
The Muppet Movie.
No.
Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas.
Am I
That's
a
so good.
man, or am I a Muppet? Am I a Muppet? I'm a very many man. I'm a very many Muppet. I'm a Muppet of a man. No.
On that note, good night.
Ah! On that note, yeah, let's get at. We're devolving real fast, guys, because apparently my Muppet lore is too strong for either of them. We'll see you for episode 18.
Trial
Oh,
of
no.
the Take part
Trial of the Take.
Yes,
part
Woo-hoo.
uno.
See y'all same time next week.
Bye, friends.
Bye.
Bye.
Vox Rewatch is an unofficial fan podcast and is not approved or endorsed in any way by Critical Role. Critical Role and all related content are owned by Critical Role Productions. This podcast is for non-commercial, transformative use, created under Critical Role's fan content policy. For more info, visit critroll.com.